This is the start of the trellis project, and I already encountered a problem because there used to be a post here, and I need to put another post here. But now I've got to get the Sawzall to dig this out because I just can't get a grip on it. So basically, I need to put this 4x4 post over there so that I can put this cross beam, one on the bottom and one on the top, and then start my trellis project. So I have that. And I have these other, these are by 12, but I probably could have gotten away with by 10. And I have 2x4s for the top and the bottom. Oh, and then I have a post for the middle. I'll lay it out and so you can see. But basically it's gonna go here before I get the pavers put in, and then that way my roses can climb up against it and I can hide my stepfather's RV poop cart. Yep, it's a poop cart. So I want to block all that. All right, so we were able to dig that out. Joe came and helped me, so we were able to put this 4x4 post in. The only problem is we didn't really stick it up close to the building, so I don't care. I'm fine with that. And then because I need to only go 5 feet across, and so this helped take up some of the slack too for making sure that these are 5 foot across. And then so I'm going to put brackets on the bottom, hang a 2x4 from the bottom, hang a 2x4 from the top on both of these. And I had to undo my roses for now. All right, so this used to be 2 horse stalls, and that's why it's looking so messy. So what we did was we hung actually 2 boards over here, and so we did 2 brackets into this 4x4 post, and then we put a 6x4 here because I needed these to be 5 feet each. So then we did the same thing on this side to start. And next, the problem here is we hope we have 6 inches on the top so we can slide the board in. It might be a little bit too high, and that will be a problem. We should have done this one first because that one, he already screwed those in. So everything's pretty flush and even and level. We're gonna have to get L brackets to put the left post and the middle post in. That wasn't something we had anticipated on our supply list, but I make sure the supply list is ready and available. So the game plan is to make this more aesthetically pleasing, to give my son's car, once we get it paved and everything, a shadier spot so it keeps his car cooler, and then a place to allow the roses or whatever I feel like putting up as a climbing bush, and then I'm gonna landscape in front of this. Then I'm gonna put cedar frames inside of this, and copper pipe will go horizontal, but the cedar will go vertical, and on the left and right against the posts for sure. So if you're wondering what that is there, that's the bathroom. So we have hot water running off a propane tank over there, and really cool like shower. Well, the other place, we have a cedar shower on the other side of this. I'm setting up here to paint these the exact same color as this. It used to be the tack room where we kept the horses tack and feed, but now it's converted. But these are easy to pull out because we didn't screw them in all the way. So I can just lift this up. Of course, this one's stuck. Ooh, there we go. And then I'll just bring this over here. And there we go. And so I'll paint these and finish painting these. And I have to paint both sides. I just don't want rot. So I want to make sure these are protected. And then I'll work on these, the ones on the top, and actually the beam that I never finished painting. Actually, this whole thing needs to be finished painting, but this is a good start. Well, that's 4 boards down, at least one side, and I think I'm going to start on the posts next. Well, that was exciting. I know you didn't see it, but the chicken started screaming like crazy, like there was a predator in the coop. And specifically, it was a hawk that was overhead, but we have it netted in, so the hawk couldn't get in. So I had to go chase it away and then take care of the chickens. But they're little babies. We have 2 little baby chicks. And so I think the the eagles come too, but the hawks love to eat babies. So, crisis averted. All right, so I finished painting these. I painted 4 sides of the posts, and then I have to go to work, so I'm just going to put this in a plastic bag so I don't have to clean it out and come back lunchtime and stick it in the refrigerator. So if I can get it in the plastic bag with one hand, I'll be all set. Hey. All right, well, I lied. I did have an extra half an hour, so I was able to get up there and paint the top boards. I'm going to need to get a smaller brush to get closer to those brackets. If I had the chance to do it over again, I would have painted everything first and then just touched it up if it got marked up during the building process. That top board on the right, the horizontal one, I just started painting for fun, but I really should have taken it down and put it down here. I just didn't have enough space. So I gotta get going now for sure. And I'll paint these 3 during lunchtime. Oh, if it's not too hot. Okay, so we just got back from the big box store and we picked out the cedar that's going to go frame around the outside of the trellis structure. And we bought this, it looks really red here. That's weird. I didn't see that before. But who cares? We can put it face side down. Copper piping, and it's the cheaper one. It's not very thick. And these are 10-foot each. And then I have 2 12-foot cedars and 2 10-foot cedars. And basically, the 6-footers, we're going to rip them, and they're going to go north and south on here. And then the 10-footers are going to get ripped and cut in half, and they're going to go east and west. And then we have to figure out how we're going to do the actual lattice structure in the middle. So these big boards are going to be the framing around the outside. And then one of these big boards is going to be used for the center slats. So we're trimming this in the cedar, and we've made the measurements already. And then what we're going to do is take these 5 copper pipes, cut them in half, and then use 5 pipes going horizontally. And then we cut all these so that the sides are 6 foot. Like this one butting up is 6 foot. Then we're going to have 2 of them, so there'll be 5 through here, and 2 of them will be 5'7", and 2 of them will be 5'3", and 1 will be 5 foot. So we have an odd number in there. So we probably came up a little bit short on wood, and we'll have to go get more for the second side. Forgot to mention, Joe put the brackets up there, the 2 L brackets and the 1 T bracket. And we kind of had to angle them because the roof's a little bit angled. So I wanted it to go straight up and down, and then the left and right on the, the tops could go a little bit on an angle. So the idea is to lay these out the way that they need to go with the 2 6-footers on the side, and then we'll drill holes up to the 5 foot height, 5 holes in each board so that the pipe can fit through. And then we'll put them all up, and they'll kind of be dangling there, and then we'll take it from there. Oh, I forgot to mention, these we ripped too. These were 4x2s. So I had 4x2x6s and 4x2x5s. And then we ripped them to, I want to say, oh, so it was 2x1. Sorry, 2x1s. All right, these are laid out here. I have one extra one, which is the centerpiece for the other side, which is a 5-footer. So the two small ones are 5-footers. The two big ones are 6-footers. And then going from there, we have 5.7s and 5.3s. What size is that bit?
11/16. Let's do this.
And it doesn't do anything for making that part, but I mean for the finish.
It's just like the design.
And actually, this is the next area I'm going to tackle. I bought 2 boxwoods that are pyramidal in shape to put in front of each one of these. And then I have the 2 Peggy Martins. So I just planted a new Peggy Martin that I got from a different nursery in the middle there. So I'd like to see if they're going to be like exactly the same or very similar or different. But this is the next area I want to mulch. And we have to get to finishing the rest of this, but I want to do this now. It's not going to bother anything. All right, so that section is now done, and I'm just waiting on, I was going to order Black Dragon Cryptomeria, but I decided on smaller boxwoods, 2 of them. Well, I guess that was an abrupt end finish of this video. But what I wanted to discuss was the one most important thing that we did this second time around is, well, I wanted to make sure that these copper pipes aligned perfectly. So I took one of the 6-footers, which is on the end, this side, and held it up to the one on that side, and then drew lines where the bars would go. Because it turned out, even though I thought Joe did these 11 inches each, it was a little off because I think he didn't mark the centers, so that 11 inches kind of varied as he went along. Anyway, these probably still need to be spaced out a little bit more. I'm not going to be able to stain this week because it's going to rain, and I won't get 48 hours of dry time next week. And the only other thing that is weird that we probably would have done again is that this really split bad. So I'm going to have to kind of sand these down and then stain over it. So I'll sand them before I stain. But all in all, it's a massive improvement. And I don't know if you, well, these are going to grow probably 6 feet tall. I know they look rinky dinky right now. And then the rose bushes there will just get ginormous and completely cover this whole thing with pink blooms. So that's it. I have all the instructions. I'll put a blog article at transcendcreative.com. And I just love it. And I think I'm going to repeat this for, I want to do an arch. Don't want to make you dizzy, but like between these two beds, once I finish that bed, and then I'm going to make smaller arches that will go back on the other side, like 3 foot, maybe 3 foot arches or 4 foot arches. Maybe 3.5 is a good number. And do 2 of them on the other side in another bed that I haven't started yet. But all in all, it was a pretty easy project. It did take time, and it did take a little bit of like trying to figure out what I wanted to do based off another trellis I had seen that I found on the internet. And like I said, the only other thing that I would probably do differently is instead of using 1x2s for the centers, I would use 2x2s. But yeah, all in all, because we did the work ourselves and we bought the raw lumber and everything ourselves, it costs way, 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 way less than any of the like cheaper vinyl things that you see online. All right, that's all for now. Happy gardening.